Water is important for life, and while you may be clearly impressed with the beauty of the great deep blue, there are some water bodies you'd do well to avoid. Within the world's oceans, there are spots considered highly dangerous aquatic locations. And what may seem a spectacular picnic spot and ideal for a dip may turn out to be hazardous for your very survival. Take, for example, Jacob's Well in Texas. You'd never guess what lurks down deep below, or even in Lake Natron in Tanzania, where you're most likely to turn into stone. Do you think you'd have it in you to visit the most dangerous volcanic Lake Nyos? Or better still, cross the Bermuda Triangle? Check out these 15 most dangerous waters in the world. And be sure to watch number 1, because that's going to stun you. Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have bad luck for the next week. Don't risk it. Let's start. Beaches with water spouts. Imagine swimming at a beach, enjoying the gentle surf rocking you to and fro, when suddenly, out of nowhere, you see a large, menacing, funnel-like cloud towering above you. Now, a sight like that may even make you pee right then and there. Who knows what aliens could be coming down with that white streak? That's how intimidating a waterspout can be. While it looks like an amazing phenomenon, a waterspout is highly dangerous. These raging columnar funnel-shaped clouds stretch high up into the air, joining a cumulus-congested cumulonimbus or cumuliform cloud complete with thunder and lightning. A waterspout is a supercell tornado over water, and if you see one, run, because you wouldn't want to be hurled into it. You never know where it may take you. Waterspouts often occur in Europe, New Zealand, Australia, and even sometimes on the Great Salt Lake. Sometimes, you could even see that rare waterspout on the east coast of the US and also California. Check out the next video of the amazing Boiling Lake in Dominica. Boiling Lake, Dominica. Lakes are supposed to be fun spots for adventure and water sports, right? Well, not when it's the Boiling Lake in Dominica. As incredible as it sounds, the Boiling Lake is a flooded fumarole located in Morne Trois Pitons National Park, a World Heritage Site on the island of Dominica. But why does this lake appear to be boiling as if it was placed on a giant stove? That's because it rests at the bottom of a sinkhole in the vicinity of a volcano, and over a bed of molten hot magma way down below. The grayish-blue lake can only be viewed from a cliff-top ledge 100 feet high, directly overlooking its shore. It lies on a trail that seems quite like hell on earth, because all you see is hot steamy vapor, bubbling water, gas spouting geysers, and the smell of acrid sulfur. No wonder the area is named the Valley of Desolation. The Boiling Lake is the second largest hot lake in the world, and if you're brave enough to venture there, you can be sure of burned ankles or a burned foot. Next on this list is Lake Michigan. Surprised? Well, find out why it's so dangerous. Stay tuned. Drake Passage. The Drake Passage may be just 500 miles of water between Livingston and South America's Cape Horn. It's the shortest crossing between Antarctica and any landmass connecting the Scotia Sea and the southeastern point of the Pacific Ocean. But this small stretch of water is notorious among seafarers worldwide. As seasoned sailors will tell you, the Drake Passage has a split personality, so be warned. Passing through the Drake Passage, you can either face the Drake Lake with calm and smooth sea conditions, or the Drake Shake, with the passage at its worst, characterized by threatening weather and intimidatingly huge waves. The main reason for the extreme conditions in the Drake Passage is because it's in a zone of climatic transition where unpredictable icebergs, high wind speeds, huge waves, dangerous water currents, and low visibility threaten to topple a vessel at any moment. It's no wonder why those who have experienced the passage call it the ship graveyard for the number of wrecks over the centuries. Have you ever tried deep cave diving? Well, to swim in our next location, you must be truly gutsy and brave. Check out Jacob's Well. Jacob's Well. Have you ever gone swimming in a natural spring or water hole? It's fun, isn't it? But what happens when the water body happens to be Jacob's Well in Texas? A perennial karstic spring flowing from the bed of Cypress Creek near Wimberley, Texas, Jacob's Well is a popular swimming spot. But while there's much fun to be had in the calm waters, Jacob's Well hides something sinister. Within Jacob's Well is an opening in the creek bed that takes you down to a total vertical depth of 37 meters or 120 feet. Diving down the vertical water tunnel of Jacob's Well is much like watery descent into Hades because of the silted chambers and narrow restrictions that one must navigate on the descent below. Even seasoned professional cave divers have been known to falter and return up. In fact, there was a time when swimming was banned in Jacob's Well since its many swimmers attempting its depths descend instead to a watery grave. From the depths of Jacob's Well in Texas, we take you to a red river in Spain. Don't go away. Tinto River, Spain. When speaking of dangerous waters, rivers don't usually spring to mind. Have you ever seen huge waves on a river? But hey, we're talking about a different type of river here. The kind that might look as pretty as a picture, calm and tranquil, but setting foot in it means doing so at your own peril. The Tinto River in Spain is strange and unique because of its red color, but within it lurks a danger which nothing might survive. The Tinto River rises in the Sierra Morena Mountains of Andalusia, following southwest to the Gulf of Cadiz at Huelva. It has an extreme chemical markup full of heavy minerals and metals, making it highly acidic. It is in this stretch that it's known for its red and orange coloring, making it even more feared among the local populace. The Tinto River is inhospitable to marine life due to its acidity and low oxygen, where only extremophile anaerobic bacteria can survive. Don't go away just yet. Take a look at one of the most dangerous lakes in California, Horseshoe Lake. If you're thinking of going skiing in California's Mammoth Mountain Ski Resort, don't think of venturing near Horseshoe Lake. Located in Mono County, Horseshoe Lake is a tempting side treat for skiers at the resort. It is blessed with incredible scenic beauty, but looks can fool you because beware, you may be endangering your life. The lake is infamous for its high concentration of CO2 emitted into the atmosphere, making breathing conditions difficult for survival. In case you didn't know, Mammoth Mountain is a young volcano that frequently leaks high amounts of carbon dioxide into Horseshoe Lake, which is why there are strict rules of movement in the area. The CO2 escapes from the lake into the atmosphere and the soil, threatening wildlife and trees around it. But if you think Horseshoe Lake is dangerous, wait till you see the most intimidating Great Hole of Belize, our next destination. The Great Blue Hole, Belize. The Great Blue Hole of Belize is not a place you would want to swim in. One of the deepest marine sinkholes in the world, it's also the most dangerous. The Great Blue Hole attracts professional cave divers far and wide, yet not many have been successful. The sinkhole lies near the center of Lighthouse Reef, just a short distance from Belize City, and is home to several shark species, including bull sharks, Caribbean reef sharks, and the unique hammerhead shark. With such dangerous swimming companions, you wouldn't even think of exploring. Yet the Great Blue, which formed 15,000 years ago, is seen as one of the most challenging cave diving experiences among divers looking for that extra thrill. The circular hole is 318 meters wide and 124 meters deep. That may not seem like much, but when you descend to the watery depths of the cave with its vast network of stalactite formations and deadly marine life, then it's not a risk many are willing to take. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Great Blue Hole of Belize is open to experienced divers who have completed 24 dives. Check out our next destination, Lake Champlain, that is home to a hidden danger lurking in its still waters. Lake Champlain. If you decided to go sightseeing near Lake Champlain, don't even think of stepping foot in the water. To many, Lake Champlain may appear safe for swimming, and many do, but then there's no telling what you might feel nibbling on your toes. Lake Champlain is notorious for the presence of lampreys, more commonly known as the vampire fish, said to inhabit its waters. In 2007, there were several eye accounts of swimmers being attacked, but then if lampreys don't get you, the toxic water of the lake surely will.
But we got her! Yes, sirree!
Lake Champlain is a freshwater lake in North America on the borders of the United States and Canada. The lake is infamous for its high concentration of toxins produced by the blue-green algae seen covering the water. Moreover, the lake also contains high amounts of phosphorus that is slowly threatening the purity of the lake. The combined threat of lampreys and toxins makes swimming in Lake Champlain a risky affair for both pets and people. Stay tuned, because now we're going to take you to Egypt, where the Dahab sinkhole is considered one of the most extreme dives on the planet. The Blue Hole Dahab. At first glance, the Blue Hole in Dahab, Egypt may seem like any other dive, but be warned, once below, its watery terrain can be unforgiving. Foolhardy amateurs soon find out that, far from easy, it is more of an advanced technical dive. The Blue Hole is located southeast of Sinai, and just a few kilometers away from Dahab in Egypt on the coast of the Red Sea. The scenic landscape makes for a beautiful and interesting visit, but if you think of diving, then think again. The marine sinkhole at Dahab descends to a maximum depth of 100 meters, but once down there, the floor on the seaward side drops steeply to over 1,000 meters or 3,300 feet. The Blue Hole isn't considered more dangerous than any Red Sea dive, but when you reach an arc or submerged tunnel, that's when it requires professional gear and expertise, making several divers unqualified. Moreover, the steep extension of its depth can fool many, which is why it's more of a technical dive. Keep watching if you want to see a volcanic lake resting on a bed of hot magma. Lake Niles. While many lakes are spots of unbelievable beauty, there are those who mask hidden dangers, making it best not to venture around their shores. Perhaps you'd want to tread carefully in the vicinity of Lake Niles. That's if you're allowed to go there. Lake Niles is a crater lake situated high on the flank of an inactive volcano in northwest Cameroon. The water body rests on a bed of active magma that leaks carbon dioxide into the water, turning it into dangerous carbonic acid. Although the volcano may be inactive, there's no reason to think it's safe because the lake lies along the Cameroon line of volcanic activity, making it a high-risk area. In fact, Lake Nyos is only one of 3 exploding lakes that is completely saturated with carbon dioxide. Not only that, but the lake itself is also a potential threat to villages downstream due to the weakening of its natural walls, and the slightest geographical tremor could force the fortification to give way. The result would be a tremendous gush of water enveloping villages all the way into Nigeria. The Dead Sea. Are you surprised to see the Dead Sea on this list? As a site visited by thousands of tourists, what on earth could make the Dead Sea so dangerous? Think about it. How would you like to live in a sea of salt? The location of the Dead Sea makes it the lowest point of dry land on Earth, at 1,300 feet below sea level. A saltwater lake, tourists from every corner of the world flock here to bathe in its waters, said to have healing properties. But that doesn't hold true for life in the lake. One of the most unique water bodies in the world, the Dead Sea, which lies on the border of Jordan and Israel, has such a high salt content that swimming is impossible. You would only float. The salinity and chemical properties of the water make it uninhabitable for any type of marine life or fish.
Saltier than the ocean, so the water is incredibly dense.
All that lives in the Dead Sea is a hardy species of bacteria. While not toxic for humans, it's best never to wade in its waters if you have a bruise or cut or injury, because that would definitely sting. Lake Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. What if you lived in the vicinity of a volcanic lake that kept bubbling methane just like a bottle of champagne? Now that's not a comforting situation, is it? Yet there are thousands of local coffee farmers living on Lake Kivu's eastern shores. Lake Kivu lies at the foot of a volcanic chain on the border of Congo and Rwanda. Frequent tectonic activity and earthquakes make it one of the most dangerous regions on Earth, attracting several scientists who flock to the lake to study one of its most unique features.
Oh, you are the captain.
I am captain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Waters on the 485-meter deep lake consist of a lethal combination of methane and carbon dioxide, with the deadly champagne effect intriguing experts worldwide. The champagne effect is caused by lava flows, earthquakes, or powerful storms that stir up the lake with waters from the depths reaching the surface. The resulting phenomenon of methane gas bubbles escaping is much like a bottle of champagne when shaken or opened. And there you have it, the most dangerous waters in the world. Would you still think of visiting one? Perhaps the Dead Sea is your only chance to experience a dangerous water body, or will it be the amazing Great Blue Hole of Belize? Regardless of the danger, we're sure you were amazed and learned something new, so stay tuned for our next awesome video.